Should TikTok be banned nationwide in America? Let's check out the latest news.
Nation's capital, the U.S. House of Representatives, has passed a bill that would ban TikTok in the U.S. unless its Chinese parent company sells the social media platform. KTLA's Trevor Shirley, live in Washington, the latest for us. Trevor, good morning.
Frank, good morning to you as well. This vote just coming down in the House within the past hour or so. It was an overwhelmingly bipartisan vote. The final vote count coming in at 352 to 65. And because there was so much buy-in from both sides of the aisle, it could certainly influence how the Senate votes whenever this bill gets over to that side of Congress. The legislation comes amid growing concern over the Chinese government's ability to access data collected by TikTok.
This is a serious issue. We didn't come to it lightly.
Last week, a House committee unanimously passed the legislation that could potentially ban the social media app here in the U.S.
Algorithms, tracking people. It's dangerous for our young people, and we got to find a way to rein it in.
As it stands, the bill would force the Chinese company ByteDance to sell its ownership of TikTok or face a U.S. ban.
What we're dealing with here is very specific concerns about the structure of this company and its relationship with the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party.
The FBI and the FCC warned ByteDance could share TikTok user data with the Chinese Communist Party, something TikTok denies. But some lawmakers worry a ban could limit the rights of Americans.
Some of us are concerned that there are First Amendment implications here. Americans have the right to view information.
Supporters argue that's not the case.
Our bill is not an act of censorship. It is a safeguard for our citizens, a firewall against foreign adversary-controlled applications.
Others say Congress needs a more comprehensive approach to all social media, not just TikTok.
We can't just single out one. I don't think we fully appreciate the impact this is going to have.
Now, because we just saw such overwhelmingly bipartisan consensus on this legislation in the House, there's a really good sense now that senators will take a stronger look at this legislation and consider, because of that bipartisan support, whether or not that may influence how they end up voting on this. At this point, it's not clear when this legislation will make it over to the Senate for a vote or which way it could go over there either. That's the latest here in Washington. We'll send it back to you guys in LA.
Yeah, stop that ad. So what do you guys think about this ban, right? A couple things that I want to talk about or address before we get into some other videos from other people voicing their opinion. So they are definitely using our data over in Asia to, get insight on how we work and how, spy on our data and use it for their own benefit. That's definitely going on. My only thing, and this is kind of like a hypocrisy that I have with this whole thing. They are quick to ban this TikTok thing, yet they won't address the border being open. So you would rather ban the online data that they already have access to, that they could already hack, that they've had access to for years, vital data. But you would rather them allow them to come in through the border, in the southern border, freely and spy that way. It doesn't make any sense. Now, when they said that they were going to get the Chinese to divest in their own app that they created, that was completely delusional. They'll never do that. They tell China what it is, or if we attempt to tell China what it is, they'll just ban it in the US. That's that. They're not going to give up their whole company. That's never going to happen. Now, the Senate, there was some articles saying that the Senate could, make it more difficult. They have mixed feelings about the bill. But enough about that. Enough about me talking about my opinion. Let's hear about other TikTokers' opinions. So share the screen. Here we go.
It's more than just an app for dumb TikTok dances. So when I hear these elected officials literally mock and make fun of TikTok and its creators, I'm disgusted.
The message that I really want to get home to the American government and everybody that is trying to pass this bill is you will be destroying small businesses like us. This is our livelihood. If you pass this bill, you will be destroying the American dream that we really believe in.
This app is so much more than just an app for dumb TikTok dances.
Pause it. So they do have a point. A lot of people considerably make a lot of money off of TikTok. You know, for the young generation of Gen Z, this is where they get the majority of their information from, the majority of their news, the majority of, you know, their entertainment. This is the app that they get the majority of their content from, that they consume. You know, women especially. I mean, Lord Jesus Christ. If you know a woman that's on TikTok, I guarantee you she spends at least 2 to 4 hours a day on TikTok because it's so addicting. The For You page just keep going. You know, people can make videos about anything. So, and plus for when TikTok, what got TikTok going was the music. If you have a viral song on TikTok, it'll sell a lot quicker. Now, let's go to another video. And I think this is the actual Chinese dude. This is interesting. Let's see what he says about this video. I think this is actually the CEO of TikTok.
The show here.
Now, this video is 1:43, so I will be pausing this in between. I know some of y'all getting y'all feelings about that. It's too long for me to just play it out and then go back and redo it. We're going to react to it as we play it. Here we go.
Just wanted to share some thoughts with our US users about the disappointing vote in the House of Representatives. There has been a lot of misinformation, and I hope to clarify some things. First, thank you to our incredible community. You are what makes TikTok so special. Thank you for making your voices heard. Over the last few years, we have invested to keep your data safe and our platform free from outside manipulation. We have committed.
Do y'all believe that? Let me tell you guys this, and this is not something some of you guys haven't already known. I have an intelligent audience over here. Do you guys know when you go to Google and you type in a certain shirt that you like, or you type in something, a hat, when you go to Instagram and you go to stories and you're clicking through the ads, an ad pops up of a similar item that you've just looked for and researched in your Google. So it isn't just TikTok that has access to your information. All of these apps have access to your information. They're looking at your Google searches. Hell, some of them are even listening to what you're saying. So the next time you get on these apps, when you see that ad, it'll keep you on that app longer. So this is just, you know, damage control.
That we will continue to do so. This legislation, if signed into law, will lead to a ban of TikTok in the United States. Even the bill sponsors admit that that's their goal. This bill gives more power to a handful of other social media companies. It will also take billions of dollars out of the pockets of creators and small businesses. It will put.
Now, hold on. I wanted to go back and address something because he kind of just glazed over that for a second. Let me go back. Whenever he said this, it will lead to a ban of TikTok in the United States. It most certainly will, because after this video, I want to show you guys another video what they said about it on the stand, or in, you know, where the people in the senators all talk about these things. We'll get to that video in a second, but let me skip back forward a little bit.
Dollars out of the pockets of creators and small businesses. It will put more than 300,000 American jobs at risk, and it will take away your TikTok. We know how important TikTok is.
That's a lot of jobs, guys. That's a lot of jobs. TikTok's been employing a lot of people. Now, layoffs are already high, and this is just going to increase that number. But depending on how you look at it, you might think it's worth it. In my honest opinion, I don't have a problem with them banning TikTok. It is what it is. I'm not really a TikToker like that anyway. I'm not really on social media like that on anyway, except on YouTube. If you guys follow me on Instagram or look at my Instagram, I hadn't posted in a long time. The only time I probably post again on Instagram is whenever I get this going and get enough big enough audience where I can post and do different other stuff. But let's continue.
To all of you. It has given our 170 million users a platform to freely express themselves, and has empowered more than 7 million businesses in the United States. Our platform matters to the small business owners who rely on TikTok to make ends meet, to the teachers who inspire millions of students to learn, and to everyone who discovers and finds joy on TikTok. We will not stop fighting and advocating for you. We will continue to do all we can, including exercising our legal rights, to protect this amazing platform that we have built with you. We believe we can overcome this together. I encourage you to keep sharing your stories. Share them with your friends. Share them with your family. Share them with your senators. Protect your constitutional rights. Make your voices heard. Love you all. Hi, everyone.
He's doing damage control, guys. All that is just feel-goodery. Don't believe nothing that last 20 seconds. Don't believe any of that he was saying. Right? Now let's go to what the Senate had to say. And this was a big unanimous vote. This was a blowout vote. This wasn't close. So a lot of people on Capitol Hill believe TikTok should be donezo. Did it donezo?
The yeas are 352. The nays are 65. The bill is passed.
This is not an attempt to ban TikTok. It's an attempt to make TikTok better. Tic-tac-toe, a winner.
We are in a Cold War with China, and some of my colleagues want to ignore this fact. We have legislation before us that is 12 pages long. The bill is not a ban. It forces foreign adversaries, including Chinese communists, to divest.
The yeas are 300.
Oh, man. Let's go back to this major lie right here. Major.
Bill is passed.
This is not an attempt to ban TikTok. It's an attempt to make TikTok better.
TikTok better. How are you making TikTok better? Right? You literally forced the Chinese to divest in their own app that they created that they'll never do, that most of the world uses. You're not making TikTok better. And then she said tic-tac-toe. Like when politicians talk like this, they're so disingenuous. Like, that's so fake. None of that is authentic. Now, let's go to the last part.
Tic-tac-toe, a winner.
We are in a Cold War with China, and some of
Partially true.
my colleagues want to ignore this fact. We have legislation before us that is 12 pages long. The bill is not a ban. It forces foreign adversaries, including Chinese communists, to divest.
They're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. So if the bill passes, guys, that's the end of your TikTok. Now, what do you guys think about this? Comment your thoughts below. I believe this is going to be a long process, probably by the middle of this month. Not the middle of this month, middle of this year. I tell you what, it's an election year, so depending on how this bill swings, it could swing how people vote at the last second. So all these things matter in the big scheme of things. But that's my video. On you guys' way out, like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video. But don't click off the video. Hit the next and watch the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.